We now look at the measures of central tendency, and there are three of them, which are mean, mode, and median. The mean, represented by x bar, is simply the average of a group of data. It is the sum of all values in a group divided by the total number of values in that group. Any one item in a group is usually represented by x. The number of items is represented by n. The total number of items is represented by n. So if we have n items, the mean shall be calculated as x bar is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 all the way to xn divided by n, meaning if there were 5 items, we shall have x bar is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 plus x5 over 5. For example, the following were marks scored by 5 students in an exam. Calculate the mean score. So we have x bar is equal to, we add all those values, there are 5 of them. So we have 80 plus 74 plus 45 plus 68, we divide by 5, we have 226 over 5 gives us 45.2. 45.2 is our mean score. Well, that's quite simple, but suppose the data is repeating in nature. For example, the table here shows the ages of students in a Form 2 class. We have the age from 16 to 20, and then we have the number of students with those respective ages. We want to calculate the mean age. We make a frequency table, and we shall introduce another column we call fx, and fx is found by simply multiplying x, which is the age, times the number of students in that respective age, which is the frequency. For example, we have for the age of 16, we multiply 16 times 7, we get 112. 17 times 10 is 170, all the way to 20 times 4, we get 80. We then get the total frequency, summation of frequency there, we had 30 students. And then we also get the summation of fx, we have 529. The mean of repetitive data like this one is given by the formula x bar is equal to summation of fx over summation of f. This symbol means sum or summation. So in our case, we shall have 529 over 30, which gives us 17.6. So in that Form 2 class, the mean age is 17.6 years. Let us now turn to mode, and mode is the value that occurs most in a list of values. If these are the figures, for example, the mode shall be 78. Why? Because it occurs 3 times. For a data that is repetitive, the mode is the value with the highest frequency. For example, in our previous table, we had the ages and the number of students with those respective ages, and the mode is 17 years because it has the highest frequency. There are 10 students with 17 years of age. Thirdly is the median, and when data is arranged in an ascending or descending order, the middle value is called the median. If the number of items is odd, there is one median. If it is even, the median is the average of the two middle values. For example, in the list we've just had, we first arrange these numbers in ascending order. So we start with 240s and we end up with 83. So the figure that falls in the middle is 78. So for such kind of data, or rather for this data, the median is 78. But suppose we had this data on your screen now. You realize there are two middle numbers, that is 78 and 80. We have mentioned the median in such a case would be the average of the two. So we have 78 plus 80 divided by 2, and we have 79. We now look at the mean, mode, and the median of group data. We look at the measures of central tendencies for group data. Now, for group data, the class with the highest frequency is usually the model class. As for the mean, we shall use the formula x bar is equal to summation of fx over summation of frequency. However, you may ask what will be x in this case. For instance, given a class of 0 to 9, within that range, what will be x? Now, in a group data, x is the midpoint of the classes. For the above, it shall be 4.5, that is 9 plus 0 divided by 2. Let us take an example, and on your screen we have a table representing a certain data. On the very extreme left, we have the marks, the group data 20 to 29, 30 to 39, all the way to 90 to 99. We then have a second column of midpoints. We add the class limits and divide by 2, we get the midpoints, which will be our x in this case, the individual items. So we have from 24.5, 34.5, all the way up to 94.5. The number of students with those marks, we have them as the frequency f. We have 2, 2, 2, all the way to 7. And the summation of frequency is 30. We had 30 students. We then have fx. We multiply x, which in our case was the midpoint, times frequency, and we start with 49. 34.5 times 2 is 69, all the way up to 94.5 times 7, which is 661.5. The summation of fx is 2085. Summation of fx is 2085. So the mean x bar is given by summation of fx over summation of f, which is 2085 divided by 30. That gives me 69.5. 69.5 is the mean of that group data. Now let's look at the median of group data. And to get the median of a given group data, we introduce another column called the cumulative frequency. Now here we simply add the previous frequency to the current one to obtain the cumulative frequency for that class. For example, in this table on your screen, the first cumulative frequency for the first class is 2. To get the cumulative frequency for the second class, we add 2 plus 2, we get 4. For the third one, we add 4 plus 2, we get 6. Fourth one, we add 6 plus 4, we get 10. All the way up to the last one, we have 30. So you realize the cumulative frequency for the last class must be equal to the total number of frequencies. The cumulative frequency for each class shows the total frequency up to that class. We now reason like this. We have 30 students. The total number of students is 30. The median then lies in the 15th and 16th positions, correct? So we need the marks at the 15th and 16th positions and get their average so that we get the median. We said when the total frequency is an even number, it means there are two values that lie in the middle, and to get the median, we get the average of the two. So in this case, we have 30 students, which is an even number. It means the two middle values are 16 and 15. So we need to get the marks at the 15th and 16th positions, and we divide by 2 to give us the median. Now, up to 69 marks, there are 12 students. That is according to the cumulative frequency. We said the cumulative frequency for each class shows the total frequency up to that class. So up to 69 marks, there were 12 students. Then up to 79 marks, we have 18 students. Now this means that the 15th and 16th positions lie in the class of 70 to 79. It's very easy to see that. Why? Because the class behind it had a total of 12 students, yet we want the 15th and 16th position. Those positions lie in the class of 70 to 79. Now to find the median, we use the upper class boundary of the class just behind the median class. So in our case, the median class we've said is 70 to 79. So the class behind it is 60 to 69. Its upper class boundary is 69.5. Remember, our median has two values, 15th and 16th. So let's first consider the 15th position. Up to 69.5, the upper class boundary of the class behind the median class, we have 12 students. To go to the 15th student from this point, we need 3 more students. From 12 to 15, we need 3 more students. So where do we get them from? We get them from the next class, that is the median class. Now up to the median class, we have 18 students. Now out of this, we need only 3 to get to the 15th position. The class interval for the median class is 10, that is 79 minus 70. So we go like this. We have 69.5 plus 3, which is the number of students we need, out of the total 18 multiplied by the class width, which is 10. If we do that, we get 71.17. Next, we consider the 16th position. Our median lies in 2 positions. To get there, we need 4 more students, that is from the class up to 69.5. We had 12 students, so to get to the 16th position, we need 4 more students, and we are getting them from the median class, which is next. So we go like this, 69.5 plus 4, the number of students we need, out of 18. Up to the class of 70 to 79, we have 18 students. Multiply by 10 the class width, and we get 71.72. So the score at position 15 is 71.17. At position 16 is 71.72. So all we need now is to get the average of the two, and we have 71.44. Alternatively, you can say that the median lies between 15th and 16th position. We had seen that. So the average of the two is 15 plus 16 over 2, which is 15.5. So you can say the median is in the 15.5 position. So in the previous class, before the median class, we had 12 students. So to get up to 15.5 from 12, we need 3.5 from the median class up to where we have 18 students. So we just do as we did, 69.5 plus 3.5, the number we need, over 18 times 10, and we get 71.44. the same figure we got when we used the average of 15th and 16th positions.
It applies course to course, it applies class to class. Miss a class, one class, maybe that's fine. Miss 2 or 3 for whatever reason, the rest of they're speaking a foreign language for you. And you just have to make it up, or going to class has no point. If you don't go to class, it just gets worse. It snowballs. And once it starts going downhill, you're in trouble. And so the biggest secret, or the biggest piece of advice is, get help early from as many people, and there's lots of sources for help, that other students in the course, teachers, etc. And so go there for it, and go early, and go as often as necessary.